Anjali ma'am. Anjali ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Ma'am, can we start?
Ma'am, I can't see the speaker yet. I'm just giving a call.
I think madam has joined.
Okay, ma'am. Madam has joined. I can't see it. Gayatri, ma'am. Gayatri, ma'am, are you there? Yes, ma'am. The speaker has joined.
I've sent the YouTube link in the group also.
Yes.
Madam can start now. She can share the screen also.
Okay. Dr. Rama, good morning to you. Can you hear me?
Good morning, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Rama, good morning to you. Are you? Is my voice audible? Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I called. Dr. Rama has joined because she's not responding on the group. No, I can see T Rama there, but I can't. I can see her name there, but she's not responding. Just give her a call, please. Good morning, Dr. Rama. Are you able to hear my voice? I think you are muted, Dr. Rama. You can unmute. Dr. Rama, am I audible to you? Gayatri, ma'am, are you there? Gayatri, ma'am, am I audible?
Ma'am, we are already live, madam.
I'm not able to connect to Dr. Rama Vidya, ma'am.
I could see her name, madam. I could see her name. She has joined.
Yes, ma'am, but I'm waiting for a response.
She'll be in the name Amarasai Ankit. She'll be in that name.
Yes, I can
Yesterday
see.
she was presenting with that name, so I could see that.
Yes, ma'am. Even Dr. T. Rama, that.
Yeah, that is also there, but it's not connected to the mic.
Okay. Okay. Dr. Rama, am I audible? Can you hear me? Gayatri, ma'am, can you hear me? Hello. Participants, may I request you to keep your mics muted, please? Dr. Rama, Gayatri ma'am, can you hear me? Ma'am, your voice is not audible. You have to unmute yourself. I believe there is a technical glitch on the side of Dr. Rama. Ma'am, Gayatri ma'am, are you able to hear me? Gayatri ma'am, you are not audible. Can you hear me, Gayatri ma'am? But you are not audible. Gayatri ma'am, kindly get in touch with Dr. Rama, please. Dr. Rama, can you hear me? Participants, there is a technical glitch on the side of Dr. Rama. She is trying to speak, but her audio is not coming through. So she has disconnected and she's trying to join again. We are not, Gayatri ma'am, your audio is also not clear. We can't hear you. So I think even once Rama ma'am joins, you can disconnect and join again.
Hello. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are very much
Dr.
audible.
Anjali. Yeah, okay.
Very much audible and very much welcome, Dr. Rama. I'm
Thank you.
sorry that there is a technical glitch on your
Yes.
end.
Yes.
We can understand that. By God's grace, the weather is okay. So I just hope it goes on smooth. Let us welcome Dr. Rama Amizas again. And of course, this is a continuation of where we had left yesterday. And there was an active participation from students' side and the other participants as well. I request the same attentiveness towards what is being communicated, what is being taught to us. It is very informative, and I will not take, without losing out on much time, over to Dr. Rama. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Anjali. I'm very sorry about what happened. I had to leave and rejoin because the audio, I could hear you speak, but then I was not audible.
Okay.
I don't know what happened there. So I left and rejoined. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll continue from where I stopped. I'll share my screen.
Vidya ma'am, ma'am wants to share the screen.
I have given the sharing, madam.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am, you have the sharing screen.
It says my internet connection is unstable. Probably that's why, something happened. Okay, is my screen visible? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely clear.
Okay, I'm sorry about the symbols not being there. I tried again today, but they have to be installed. I don't know, they're somewhere there. I'm not able to find them in the system. This is Windows 10, you know, it's very complicated to use. That is the problem. Now, I stopped with syllable yesterday. I dealt with sounds, classification of sounds, vowels, consonants, and syllable, right? What's the syllable? Can anyone tell me if you remember? I'm actually showing it on the screen also.
It is a group of sound with one vowel sound.
Sorry, it is a?
It is a group of sound
Yes. Yes?
with one vowel sound.
Yes. Yes. Without a vowel sound, you cannot have a syllable, right? Now, these syllables are put together to form words, right? The words are made of syllables. It can be monosyllabic, it can be disyllabic, it can be trisyllabic and polysyllabic. Okay, disyllabic is with 2 syllables, trisyllabic is 3 syllables, polysyllabic is more than 3-4 syllables. Okay, so what is stress? What do you understand by the word stress? Can anyone tell me? What is stress? What do you understand from the word stress? What comes to your mind when I say stress?
Feeling of a being.
Feeling of?
Being.
No. Anything else?
As
See,
far as
one word.
emotions go, it is of course a physical tension, and as far as words go, where more stress is laid on a sound.
Anything from the students? Dr. Anjali, you're correct. But I'm waiting for students to respond. There are many meanings. Like, you know, one word in English has many meanings, many synonyms, right? They're all used in different contexts. They cannot be interchanged, but they are used in different contexts. Same way, stress also means emphasis. Okay. So in words in English, not all syllables are spoken with the same emphasis. So what happens when we emphasize something? We pronounce it more prominently than the other syllables. Now, English is a very rhythmic language. Actually, it's musical. You know, when we use the right kind of stress, it becomes very musical. So in word stress, when there are more than 2 syllables, one particular syllable takes the stress. Now, how do you know which syllable takes the stress? That has to be learned consciously. For native speakers, of course, because they learn to speak, they know it, they learn it naturally. But for us second language speakers, we have to learn it consciously. So when we learn this stress, it helps us to be more intelligible to the native speakers because it contributes to intelligibility. That's the reason why we need to know word stress. Okay, so stress is emphasis, and I already told you not all words, not all syllables are uttered with the equal emphasis. So some are pronounced more prominently than the others. So when you pronounce them more prominently, your pitch goes up. Okay, your pitch of your voice goes up when you place emphasis on a particular syllable. Okay, so it is more prominent, it is longer, and it is louder than the other syllables in a word. So that is what stress is. Okay, stress in life is tension, but stress in words is emphasis. Stress also means emphasis. So, like I told you, how do you know which syllables are stressed? You can't. You have to learn consciously. So, when we learn stress and apply it when we speak, it helps us to get rid of the influence of a mother tongue on the way we speak the language. Okay, so that is the great one of the greatest disadvantages that Indian speakers have, the influence of the mother tongue on the way they speak the language English. Now, if you know, I already told you yesterday, like Telugu speaking people, they tend to stress r sound everywhere, like world, and iron. Okay. And then j is pronounced z. Z is pronounced j by Telugu people. For example, zoo is pronounced Jew by them. Bazaar, bajar. Okay, these are certain things they do because of the influence of their mother tongue on the language, English. Okay, and there are consonant clusters. In syllables, you'll find clusters. Yesterday, when I gave you the different combinations of a syllable, remember there are 3 consonants put together or 4 consonants put together, which is difficult for some speakers to pronounce. So what they do is they introduce a vowel sound in between them. For example, against. The word against, most people pronounce it against. Have you heard that? How many of you pronounce it against? It is not against, it is against, right? But in against, there are NST, all 3 consonants put together, which is called a consonant cluster. And because it's difficult for them to pronounce the cluster, they introduce a vowel sound there and pronounce it against. And same way, temporary, that becomes temporary, because it's difficult to pronounce consecutively. So they introduce whichever makes it easier for them to pronounce, So temporary becomes temporary. Like that, you can, when you listen to other people speak, you can actually make out from which region they are. Like some Hindi-speaking people, they have the habit of adding E before a consonant cluster. For example, school becomes school. Station, because ST some people cannot pronounce, becomes station, station. Okay, E is added to make it easier for them to pronounce it. So why is it important to learn stress? Because it adds more polish to the way you speak the language. It differentiates you from others. And in India, a lot of, not just in India, everywhere, all over the world also, a lot of importance is given to people who can speak the language very well. Okay, so one thing is it will help you to remove the influence of your mother tongue on the way you speak the language. It will help you to neutralize the accent. Now, by learning word stress, accent, it does not mean that you speak like a Britisher or an American or an Australian, because these are all different Englishes. We have, like I told you, we have our own Indian English, which is a standard variety. General Indian English, it is called. Like RP. RP is received pronunciation from the British Isles. Okay, and then you have American English, you have Australian English, you have African English, you have Indian English. So Indian English is GIE, it's called GIE, General Indian English. Now, a standard variety of the language, which is spoken by most number of people, becomes the standard, okay, standard variety of English. Spoken by the elite, you can say the educated class, which becomes a form of English that is recognized worldwide. So ours is GIE, General Indian English. RP is British English. Now we learn the sounds of RP because that is the only symbols available now, right now. Okay, these are the only symbols of the English sounds available. So we follow RP, we learn RP, but we can assimilate our own pronunciation also into that. But as long as that accent is neutral, without the influence of the mother tongue, and which follows some rules of word stress, it becomes universally accepted. Okay. Now, if you go to maybe London, if you go to the US and settle over there, automatically you will learn the language that is spoken by them there, the accent that is spoken by Americans or Britishers there. Okay, so that's another thing. So it comes with practice. It comes with listening, first listening and then practicing. So that is why you need to know word stress. Okay, because it adds polish to the way you speak. It helps you to remove the influence of your mother tongue, and it neutralizes your accent. That's why it's very important. And Now let's move on to guidelines for pronunciation. I gave you one point yesterday, if you remember. The letter R is not pronounced unless it is followed by a vowel sound. Right? Even when it is followed by a vowel sound, it is rolled. The sound is rolled. It is not R. Okay? It is remember. No, not remember. Don't say re. You say r. Remember. So the letter R is not pronounced unless it is followed by a vowel sound. Look at the examples. Remember. Now, the first R is pronounced, the last R is not pronounced. Remember, but that's it. R is not pronounced. Okay. Then iron. I said iron. R is followed by a vowel sound. So iron. Okay, iron, fine. Then father. When you say father, the last R is not pronounced. Doctor, earth, world, etc. My father is a doctor. Now, this word father is followed by a word which starts with a vowel sound, is. So then you can say my father is, not father is. Don't say father is. My father is a doctor. Okay? And then the next point here. A vowel is longer when a voiced consonant is placed before a voiceless. Okay, a vowel is longer before a voiced consonant than before a voiceless consonant. Now, yesterday I told you voiced and voiceless consonant sounds. Do you remember them? Voiced and voiceless consonants. I told you all vowel sounds are voiced. What are voiced sounds? How would you define voiced sounds? In the production of which the vocal cords vibrate. Are the students listening? There's no response from anybody today? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
So voiced sounds, what are voiced sounds?
They are produced with the vibration of the vocal cords, which
Yes.
are called as voice sounds.
Yes, correct. Very good. Now, if you look at this point, what does this point say? A vowel is longer before a voiced consonant than before a voiceless one. Okay, for example, sat, S-A-T. T is voiceless. So we say sat. We don't say sat. Sat. Now, S-A-D. D is voice. So we say sad. It's a little longer than this here. Sat, sad. Okay, H-A-L-F, half. Now, for though L is there, L we don't pronounce. Only F is pronounced. L is silent, a silent letter here. So half. When you say half, it is shorter. When you say half, now V is a voiced sound, F is a voiceless sound. So when we say half, it is longer than half. Got it? That's the point. So voiced and voiceless consonants you should be able to identify. That is why you need to know the qualities of these sounds also. So then when no consonant follows a vowel, it has its full length. For example, C-A-R. How do you pronounce that? How do you pronounce that?
Car,
C-A-R.
car,
Car. R is not pronounced. It's car. Car. Okay, slightly longer. When there is no consonant sound after the vowel, it is slightly longer. Okay. T, go, so, more. M-O-R-E. R-E is there, but they are silent. So it's just more. Okay. Just more. Can you give me some more such words? Where no consonant follows, or if the consonant is there, it is silent. Can you give me more examples? Now these phonetics classes have to be interactive. Okay, if you just keep quiet and I continue, you cannot assimilate much. So that's why I keep asking you for examples. It should help you. Okay. If you don't have anything else, I'll continue. And then when a consonant is placed between two vowels, when a consonant is placed between two vowels, it belongs to the second syllable. Now, when we divide a syllable, a word into syllables. How do we divide a word into syllables? One of you give me your names. Slightly longer name. Can somebody give you a name? Okay, I can see Deepika here. Deepika. How many syllables does Deepika have?
Ma'am, 3, I think so. It's 3,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yeah, it's 3. So it is Deepika. Right? Deepika. So how do we divide the syllables? We take the vowel sound with the consonant sound before it. Now we don't say deep, e, ka, right? So it is deep, p, and ka. So p belongs to the second syllable. When it is placed between two vowel sounds like e, right? One is a long vowel, the other one is a short vowel. But p is placed between two vowel sounds, right? So this p belongs to the second syllable. There are 3 syllables here.
Second syllable.
The p, ka. P is the second syllable. Per and e together. That is the second syllable. So this belongs to, the per sound belongs to the second syllable. So look at this rule again. When a consonant is placed between two vowels, it belongs to the second syllable. For example, biting. You say biting. So ter belongs to the second syllable. Chatting. Chatting. Ting belongs to the second syllable. Bearing. Bearing. R belongs to the second syllable. Then weeping. We and ping. Okay. Now, can you add some more words here? Some more examples can you add?
Entertainment, ma'am.
Two syllable, disyllabic words. Okay, fine.
Push.
Pushed. How will you divide that?
With consonants, we will divide, ma'am.
No, ma, there is only one syllable there. Pushed. There are no 2 syllables over there. In pushed, you have only 1 syllable. Right? How do you pronounce that? P-U-S-H-E-D?
Pushed.
Not pushed. Pushed. The last sound is t. Though you write ed, the vowel is there as a letter, but you don't pronounce it, do you? Do you pronounce it? You just say
No,
pushed.
ma'am.
You just say pushed.
Yes, ma'am.
So there is only 1 vowel sound over there.
Yes.
Give me some other word.
Happy, ma'am.
Sorry?
Happy.
Happy, yeah. How will you divide that?
H-A, ha, P-P-Y-P. That means we are
You don't have to
dividing.
say PPY. Happy. Happy. There are 2 syllables. So per belongs to the second syllable. It is placed between 2 vowel sounds. Clear? Okay? Okay. Now, the next point. The pronunciation of S, ES, D, or ED depends on whether the preceding sound is voiced or voiceless. How we pronounce the S or ES or D or ED will depend on the previous sound. If that sound is voiced, for example, see, bats. This is bats. The ter is voiceless, so sir is pronounced sir. Bats. Clear? Bats. Now, g is voice sound. Ter is voiceless sound. G is voiced sound. So, bags. Then sir becomes z sound. Z sound. So, sir can be pronounced as sir or z. When we add it to form plurals. Bats, bags. Here it is z sound. Okay. Organize. You say organize. So, though we write SE, the pronunciation is z. Isn't it? In organize. Yes? Same way here. ED when we add MISSED. Now, sir is a voiceless sound. Z is a voice sound. Okay. So, MISSED, how do you pronounce that? Most people, how do they pronounce MISSED? Yeah, tell me. How is this pronounced?
Missed.
Huh? Many people pronounce it missed, right? Have you heard that? Missed call.
Yes, ma'am.
But then this ed after sir is pronounced t. T. So missed, M-I-S-T. Okay, M-I-S-T, missed. M-I-S-S-E-D is pronounced missed because sir is voiceless sound. Sir is voice sound. So when we add ed to a voiceless sound, it is pronounced t. D or ed, anything. When we add, it is pronounced t. Missed. Anything else? Give me more examples. I want you to give me more examples. Now here, buzzed. If there is no buzzed, buzzed.
For checked also, they'll pronounce it as checked.
So how do you pronounce that? Checked. Now k is again voiceless sound. Now I think you should write down all the voiceless sounds. Will you? Per,
Yes, ma'am.
per, t, k. There are only 9 voiceless sounds. Of all the 44 sounds, there are only 9 voiceless sounds. All the others are voice sounds. Okay. So let me give you those sounds. You can write down somewhere voiceless sounds because it's there in the table, the consonant table, very clearly. But then you can't see the symbols over there. I'm sorry about that. Okay. When you look at a book of sounds with sounds, there in that, the table and all that, you will understand. But now you can write down if you want. Okay. Per, t, k, then ch. Ch is actually written differently. T and the long S should be written for ch. That is the symbol. Okay. Ch. What did you all write? Per, t, k, ch, s. Th is theta. The symbol is theta. You know how to write theta? Okay. Th, then s, sh. Sh is the long S. The long S. I'll show you. Wait 1 second. I'll show you. Consonants are not there in the diagram. How many did you all get? H. Then write H. So what sounds do you have now? Per, t, k, ch. Then h, s,
Missed.
sh.
Missed. Burst.
Yeah. Sh. H. Did I miss one more sound? We'll get back to that. Now, use these and make words. Use the voiceless sounds and make words like this. Now, I have already given you sir and sir. Now, missed. This is pronounced. Same way somebody said checked. Checked. Now, T-A-L-K-E-D. How do you pronounce that? T-A-L-K-E-D. What we do, what I am doing now. Talk. Talk. Talked. Say talked. W-A-L-K-E-D.
Walked.
Walked. And no done. Walked. Just walked. Then, what are the other sounds that I gave you? Pa, also, no, with pa. Mapped. M-A-P-P-E-D. Mapped. Swapped. S-W-A-P-P-E-D. Swapped. Ch sound. Now, unless you practice, you will not know. You will continue to pronounce it as swapped, missed. Now L also. L is also unvoiced. No, sorry. Not L. Then, what are the other sounds that I gave you? Gagged, G-A-G-G-E-D. The G is voice sound. So when you write ED to that, you pronounce it D. Gagged. Watched. Shorsome. W-A-T-C-H-E-D. Watched. Not watched. You don't say watched. Say watched. Shorsome. Caked. C-A-K-E-D. Caked. K. After K, it is pronounced T. Walked. Talked. Missed. I want you people to give me more examples. You don't want to? Buzzed. With sh, pushed. P-U-S-H-E-D. Pronounce that. P-U-S-H-E-D. Pushed. Not pushed. Pushed. What other words do you have?
Crushed.
Swallowed.
Sorry?
Crushed.
Can you spell that, please?
C-R-U-S-H-E-D.
Okay, crushed. Yeah, crushed, yes.
Swallowed.
Sorry?
Swallowed. Swallowed.
No. La is voice sound. So there, it's used as the. S-W-A-L-L or W-E-D, is it?
Yes.
Swallowed. W is pronounced W. Yeah, W is pronounced W actually. So it is swallowed. Swallowed.
Swallowed.
The. That sound is the. Swallowed. Wallet. W-A-L-L-E-T. Wallet. W is pronounced W. W. Okay, then let's move on. And the endings S or ES. When we add S or ES after the sounds, these sounds, S, Z, Ch, Sh, then J, J. Sorry. When we add S or ES to S, S, Z, Ch, this is Sh, this is J, this is J. What happens? It is pronounced is. Okay, is. When we add S or ES to any of these sounds, then it is pronounced is. For example, P-A-S-S-E-S is pronounced passes. Passes. We generally pronounce it as passes. Passes, right? It is pronounced passes. I-Z. Passes. Buzzes. Buzzes. Churches. Bushes. Mirages. This is pronounced mirage. What's a mirage? Any idea? What's a mirage? Does anybody know?
Is it like a shadow of water and in a desert or something?
Yeah, it is. You find it in a desert. You don't find it actually.
You
It's in
feel
your
like
mind.
there is a
Sorry?
water or something.
No.
You feel like there is water or something, but there is nothing over there.
Exactly. So mirages are illusions, mental illusions, you know, delusions or illusions that we see, that people tend to see. It's more psychological. So mirages. This is pronounced mirages. Then judges.
Miracle.
No, it's not a miracle.
Miracle.
No, it's not a miracle.
Miracle.
No. Mirages are optical illusions. Optical illusions, our eyes, our mind throws out certain pictures that we want to see in a desert. Like if you're very thirsty, we tend to see water somewhere. If you're hungry, we'll tend to see some food where there is nothing actually. These are optical illusions thrown out by our minds where there is nothing. So that is the mirages. Okay. Okay. Mirage, mirages. You pronounce it mirages. When you add S or ES to these sounds, then they are pronounced is. This is what you have to remember, is. Judges. Judges. Okay. Then the pronunciation of the endings ed or d in the past and past participle forms of the verbs are as follows. Now, alveolar plosives, yesterday I gave you the list of consonants and their categories, how they are divided, right? What are the alveolar plosives? If you have written them down, you can tell me. Alveolar plosives, t and d. T and d. Okay. Now, after alveolar plosives, they are pronounced id. Id. T, d. When you add ed after t or d, they're pronounced id. 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 Gifted. Gated. Presented. 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 Dreaded. Guided. Gifted. It is already there. Can you give me some more words that end in t or d to which you add ed?
Listed.
Sorry?
Listed, ma'am.
Listed? Ed, ma. You have to add ed after t or d. Such words. Add ed.
Melted.
Sorry, melted. Melted. You pronounce it id. Melted.
Faded.
Sorry, can you spell that, please?
Fed. Faded. Faded.
Faded. Ah, you say faded. Now that fa is actually a. It's pronounced a. So it is faded. Faded. Did. It becomes did. Ed becomes did. Then. Faded. Yeah. Any other?
Locket, ma'am. Locked.
Oh, you pronounce after k, k is voiceless sound. That is pronounced t, then it becomes locked.
Okay.
Painted, ma'am.
Spell it, ma'am.
Painted. Painted.
Painted. Yeah, it's a paint. Painted. Yes. Yes. You can say painted.
Fainted.
Fainted. Yes. Good. So when you know how to pronounce it, when you give me examples, please use the correct pronunciation. That is why I'm making you give me words. So that, you know, it becomes practice. So fainted. Painted. Yeah. And?
Protected.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Protected.
Protected. Protected.
Protected.
Protected.
ma'am.
Then, actually in protect, the stress is on tect. So protected. The right pronunciation would be protected.
Sprinted, ma'am.
Sprinted.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, right. Sprinted. Sprinted. Pronounce it sprinted. Yes, correct. With the loaded. Yeah, loaded. Loaded. You pronounce it loaded. Now load is pronounced load. Oh, the diphthong is oh. So loaded. Okay. Then, okay, let's move on to the next point.
Related.
Related.
Yes.
Yeah, related. Did. Huh? Now, when we add ed or d after, sorry?
Lured. Lured. Lured.
No, there is no ded there, no? It should be ded or ted. Otherwise, it is just lured. That's it, lured. Because R is, and U is also a voice sound. So, lured.
Ma'am, talented.
Talented. When you give me the word, that's what I told you. Use the correct pronunciation. Now you know the rule. So use the correct pronunciation. Why am I asking you for these words? Talented. Say talented. Okay. Sorry? Somebody said something. I couldn't hear that clearly. Okay, then let me continue. When we
You are on mute.
okay. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know how it went to mute actually. I didn't press it at all. Okay. So when we add ed or d after voiced sounds, okay, remember voiced, unvoiced sounds, I gave you the list. All the others are voiced. So probed, then the ed or d is pronounced the. Probed, gagged, judged, called, canned. Then you can give me more words with the voice sounds to which you add ed and pronounce them. All the voice sounds, except the unvoiced ones. B I've given, G I've given, J I've given, L I've given, N, M is voiced. So can you give me some examples? Probed, gagged, judged, called, scald, canned. The ed is pronounced the. Okay. Then ed or d, when it is added, when they are added after voiceless sounds, they are pronounced t. T. I like it. Like in missed, wished, thatched, watched, walked. I already told you, gave you these examples. Talked, kicked, napped, etc. You can add more words here. You can practice. You have to keep practicing this actually. So if you just learn it, listen to it once, you will not remember. It will go out of your mind tomorrow. Tomorrow, if I ask you again what I dealt with today, you won't remember anything, because phonetics is such a subject where, especially stress and the rules here, if you don't practice, you will not remember. Okay. Then. Now, what I did till now was guidelines for pronunciation. Well, we'll move on to guidelines for word stress. Though these are a sort of rules, they're not called rules, they are guidelines. Okay. So word stress, like I told you, when there are more than 2 syllables in a word, which syllable should take the stress? Now, what is stress? Stress is emphasis. And when we emphasize a particular syllable, what happens there? It becomes longer, it becomes louder and more prominent. Okay, so people can distinctly hear where the stress is. Now, in disyllabic words where the spelling is the same and it is used in different contexts, it is only stress that differentiates whether that word is a noun or a verb or an adjective. And the same word can be used as a noun or a verb or an adjective in English. That's what I'm going to show you now. Okay. In such a case, when we speak, when we write from the context, people would understand whether it is a noun or an adjective or a verb. But when we speak, we have to show the difference. And how do we show the difference? By using proper stress. Word stress. So it helps to differentiate between a class of words when the same spelling is used. Here, nouns usually are stressed on the first syllable, and verbs are stressed on the second syllable. Now, this applies to only disyllabic words here. Please remember that. I'm talking about disyllabic words with the same spelling, used as nouns and verbs and adjectives also. Okay, so nouns, in this case, nouns take the stress on the first syllable, and verbs take the stress on the second syllable. Clear? Is it clear now? Now, let's see. Look at this word. How do you pronounce that word? Somebody tell me, how do you pronounce this word?
Conduct. Conduct.
Yeah. And then, is that the only pronunciation?
Conduct.
Conduct.
Conduct. Yes. Conduct is a noun. Conduct is verb. So conduct, when you say conduct, the stress is on the first syllable. Now, how do you show stress? It's a small vertical line before the syllable. Now, see, there's a question mark here because it does not recognize the symbols. These were all done. So it's a small vertical line that you put before the syllable to show where the stress is. Diacritic, it's called a diacritic mark. There are different diacritic marks that we use, okay? So the diacritic here is a small vertical line before, on top here. Here, on top here, a small vertical line, okay? That is to show where the stress is. So conduct. Now, conduct is noun, conduct is verb. Okay, now how do you pronounce this word? Yeah, somebody, how do you pronounce this word?
Produce.
Produce. Okay, is that a verb or a noun?
Noun.
No.
Produce the noun.
Produce is a noun. Where is the stress?
Pro.
At-
Produce.
Where is the stress? Where did you put the stress? When you say produce, the stress is on the second syllable, deuce. When you say produce, now deuce is slightly more prominent than pro, right? So the stress is on deuce. That is a verb. The noun form, the first syllable should be stressed. Which are the two syllables in this? Pro and deuce. So produce, when you say produce, it's a noun. The stress is on pro. What is produce? Do you know what produce means? The noun produce, what does it mean? Can anybody tell me? When I say agricultural produce, what is grown and what is sold in the markets? What is harvested and sold in the market? That is produce. So what is produced in agriculture is the produce. Okay. Now produce, where is the stress in produce? See the difference in the pronunciation. I said when we produce something, whatever we produce becomes the produce, which is the noun, which is the verb. Did I show you any differentiation in the pronunciation?
Yeah. The second one which you have said, that is nothing but production of what we say product or something, growing a crop. You can say produce.
Yeah, which word is that?
Second word. Produce.
No, don't tell me second word first word. You have to pronounce.
Produce.
No, produce.
Produce.
Produce. A produce is something that we produce. So something that we produce is a verb. Produce is the noun. Okay. Let's practice some more. Look at this. How do you pronounce this?
Object.
Where did you put the stress mark? How many syllables are there? Only two syllables. These are all disyllabic words.
Yes, ma'am.
So, which is the first syllable? Which is the second syllable in this?
OBJECT.
No, you cannot say OB. Those are letters. Give me the sounds.
Okay.
Say object. Two syllables, ob and ject. So if you have to make it a noun, the stress has to be on the first syllable. So how will you pronounce it then?
Object.
Then why are you stressing ject separately? You have to make it sound natural also. Object.
Okay.
Object. and say object, the stress is on arm, which is the first syllable, object. Okay, and that's a noun. An object is something, it's a thing. That's an object. And then object, say object. And when I say object, the stress is on object. Can you see the difference when I say object? Object. Can you make out the difference in my pronunciation? Can you make out the difference? Object.
Yes.
Object. So this is how you have to show. When you speak, you have to show where the stress is. So this comes with practice. Okay. Object, object. I object, Your Honor. In the court, a lawyer would say, a prosecutor would say, I object, Your Honor. There, it's a verb, object. Right? Look at the next one.
Here, object is noun, you need to say.
Yes.
Object.
Yes, object is a noun because the first syllable is stressed in object. When you say object, it's a second syllable is stressed, it's a verb. To show that it is a verb, you stress the second syllable. I object, Your Honor. So object is verb. Object. That object there is a knife, as I say. That object means that thing somewhere there. That's an object. Okay, is it clear now?
Yes.
You try with the next. Try the next word. Try with the next word. Tell me.
Convict.
What is that?
It's a noun, ma'am. Convict.
Yeah. Then.
Next is convict.
Convict. Now you have to. You're stressing actually both. Say convict. And say convict. Only car should be more prominent. Car should be more, louder. Should be louder. So convict, convict. When the unstressed syllable, now con in the second, in a verb is an unstressed syllable. So it becomes con, not con, con. Very short sound, con. Convict. Okay, convict. Because you're stressing vict. You convict somebody. The court convicted him. Okay, so convict is a verb, second syllable, vict is stressed. Convict is a noun, where con is stressed. Okay, then the next word.
Present.
Sorry. Once again.
Present.
Once again. Present. A present. What is that?
Noun.
Now, yeah. Once again, can you pronounce it?
Present.
A present.
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 A present. Don't stress sent, only present.
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 Yeah. Then make it a verb.
Present.
No. It becomes present.
Present. Okay.
No, present. Say present. So stress on sent. Present. Okay. Present.
Present.
I got a present. Okay. It was presented to me. I got a present. It was presented to me by my friends. See the difference there? I got a present. It was presented. Present, presented, presented. PED becomes presented. Okay. Got it? You said presented.
Presented.
Presented. It was presented. Present. Okay. Present is to give.
Give something.
Yeah. That's a verb. A present is a noun. Okay. The next word here.
Progress.
Yeah. What is that?
It's a noun.
Yeah. Good. Progress is a noun. Yes. Then make it a verb.
Progress.
Yes. Progress. Just say pro. Don't say pro. Say progress. Yeah. Progress is a verb. Yes. Good. See, you're getting the hang of it. Good. A progress report. Progress. There is no progress. Progress. A progress report. There it is a It is used as an adjective. A progress, noun. Progress, verb. We are stressing progress. Okay. This word, the next word.
Permit.
Yeah, permit. It's a permit. What's a permit?
Noun.
Yeah, it's a noun. What's the meaning?
Um,
It's a license.
yeah. Like permission, ma'am. We are giving
Yeah.
something permission.
Yeah, that's a license. A permit is a license. Then second, make it a verb.
Permit.
You're making it very obvious. You're making it as though, it's artificial. It has to sound natural. Permit. It's a permit. A permit. Permit. Okay? Permit, that's a noun. Permit is verb. Permit, stress is on mit. Permit is verb. A permit is noun. Okay? The next.
Subject.
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 Yeah. Then verb.
Object.
Subject. So subject.
Subject.
Yeah, subject. And don't stress on sub completely. So subject.
Subject.
Yeah. Stresses on object. Same way. Project. How do you pronounce that? Project.
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 Project. A project is a noun. You project sales figures. That is a verb. Project, project. Okay? Project, project. So this is how you identify, differentiate different classes of words. For adjectives also, for nouns and adjectives also, first syllable is stressed. And this rule applies to disyllabic words where the spelling is same for verb, noun, and adjective. Then let's move on. A word ending in tion. A word ending in tion takes a stress on the syllable preceding it. Preceding it meaning which comes just before it. We add tion to a word, right? The syllable that comes just before tion is stressed. For example, partition, combination, situation, production, foundation. Right? Now you give me more words. tion, when you add to words, the previous syllable, the preceding syllable is stressed. So the syllable which precedes tion, that is stressed. Now can you give me some more examples for this?
Inspiration.
Installation.
Inspiration.
Inspiration, yeah. Okay.
Presentation.
Now see. When I'm asking you to give me examples, you have to follow the rule.
Presentation.
Yeah, presentation. Presentation. Oh, there's a lot of noise, background noise. Yeah, then everybody. Sorry?
Preparation.
Preparation. Yeah, preparation. Say it again. Preparation. What happened? There's so much noise there. Yeah. Okay. More examples?
Motivation.
Where is the stress?
Presentation.
No, somebody gave me another word. Where is the stress in that? In your pronunciation, I should be able to hear the stress.
Presentation.
No.
Reduction.
Correct. Reduction, correct. Presentation. Okay. Presentation. The stress is on TA, presentation. So you have to mark the line there. I mean, the small diacritic mark, vertical line before the syllable. Yeah. Any more?
Pronunciation.
Yeah, pronunciation. So pronunciation. Pronounce it now with the right pronunciation.
Medication.
Yeah, where is the stress in that?
Medication.
Where is the stress?
In CA, the cation.
Yeah, but in your pronunciation, it is deep. You're stressing deep.
Okay.
So try again.
Medication.
Try again.
Medication.
Medication. Medication. You don't stress deep. Medication. Say medication.
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 Yeah. And?
Modulation.
Yeah, correct. Modulation. Correct.
Representation.
Representation. Yeah.
Presentation.
Yeah, presentation. Presentation. The stress is on T. So the T has to be slightly louder. Presentation. Presentation. And it should not sound as though, you know, we are deliberately making it louder. It has to sound natural, but that will come with practice. Any other?
Mutation.
Yeah, mutation. Say mutation. Anything else?
Express.
Where is TION there? We are talking about words that end in TION. Participation. Participation. Now, whatever stress I am teaching you is primary stress. Okay, there is secondary stress also. Like after the syllable which takes the major stress, there is another syllable which takes the secondary stress. But we will not get into all those things now. It's enough if you learn primary stress for now. Okay. Okay, then let's move on. A word that ends in FI, ATE, IZE or ISE or YSE. They take the main stress on the third syllable, counted from the end. So syllables are counted from the end of the word. Okay? When a word ends in FY, ATE, IZE or ISE, these are interchangeable, or YSE, then the stress is on the third syllable, counted from the end. For example, pronounce this. Somebody pronounce. Where is the stress?
Signify.
Where is the stress?
Sig.
How do you pronounce it then?
Signify.
And then why are you stressing phi?
Signify.
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 Signify. The stress is on C. Okay, so signify. Next one.
Pacify.
Pacify. Now don't stress phi. When you say phi, stress goes on phi. When we record your pronunciation and check for your stress, wherever it is louder, it will show that you have stressed that particular syllable. So from your pronunciation, I can say that you're stressing phi more than per. Pa, it's actually pa. Pacify. It's pacify. Then next one.
Glorify.
Glow. It's glow, not glow.
Glorify.
Glorify. Yeah, glorify. Then next one.
Meditate.
Meditate. Now, from your pronunciation, you know, I can say that you're stressing tate. Try it once again, please.
Meditate.
Yeah, meditate. Say meditate. Meditate. Next.
Levitate.
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 Levitate. Then
Minimize.
you're stressing mice.
Minimize.
Minimize.
Minimize. You say minimize. You're saying minimize. It's not minimize. It's minimize. Me should be louder. So minimize.
Minimize.
Yeah. The next word.
Maximize.
Yes. Maximize. Maximize. Yes. Next one.
Analyze.
Yes. Analyze. Correct. Then let's move on. That's good. You're getting the hang of it. I'm happy about it. Okay. Then a word that ends in L-O-G-Y. It takes the stress on the syllable preceding it, just like for TIO. Okay. Takes the stress on the syllable preceding it. So which comes before it. Psychology. You know, many people pronounce it psychology. Right? I've heard many people pronounce it psychology. Wrong. It's psychology. Ka. This ka is stressed. Psychology. Here.
Physiology.
Physiology.
Physiology. So physiology. Should be stressed. So physiology. Then
Cardiology.
cardiology. Cardiology. Then
Astrology.
you're stressing a. It's not a. It is not as not stressed. This becomes the short sound. Remember yesterday I told you the inverted e. That sound here because it is not stressed. So astrology. You say astrology. The stress is on straw.
Astrology.
Yes, correct. Then
Ecology.
Ecology.
eco. You pronounce it ka, not ka. Ka. Ecology.
Ecology.
Don't make it sound like contrived. No, ecology. So not with so much stress. Yeah, ecology. Next.
Chronology.
Chronology.
Chronology. Chronology. Add some more words. To the
Theology.
list. Sorry.
Theology.
Sorry. Can
Biology.
you pronounce? Biology. It is biology. Biology. Any other?
Etymology.
Yeah. Where is the stress?
Etymology.
Where is the stress?
Etymology.
You're placing your primary stress on T.
Etymology.
Yeah, etymology. You say etymology.
Etymology.
Etymology. Yeah. Anything else? Any other LOG word?
Chronological. Can we use chronological?
Only LOG because again, if you add IC, ICAL, the rules change. We'll move on to that also next. Only LOG. Chronology. Right? Chronology. No. The stress is on no. Chronology. Okay. Anything else? There are so many words. TION and LOGY.
Morphology.
Morphology. Morphology. For. Stress is on for. Morphology.
Pathology.
Pathology. Now, when you know where the stress is, you should use the stress in your pronunciation. Pathology.
Theology.
Yes. Theology. The stress is on theology. Okay, let's move on. Now, a word that ends in IC, ICAL, and ICALLY. They take the stress on the second, third, and fourth syllables respectively, counted from the end. Okay, respectively means second, third, and fourth syllables respectively counted from the end. Means if it is IC, second syllable. If it is ICAL, third syllable. If it is ICALLY, fourth syllable. Automatically, the same syllable becomes the third and the fourth in the same word. For example, here, what do you pronounce it? Organic. Okay. This is pronounced organic. IC stresses on G. Organic, lethargic, biotic, biotic, graphic. In graphic, there are only 2 syllables. So gra is stressed. Graphic. Okay, now see, look at this word. Geographic. It's geographic. And to the same word, we add AL. Then this becomes the 3rd syllable. This is the 2nd syllable now. In geographic, gra is the 2nd syllable counted from here. Geographic. You add AL here, the stress remains on the same syllable. Geographical. Geographically. This automatically becomes the 4th syllable in this, 3rd syllable in this. Here it is the 2nd syllable. Now, pronounce this.
Historic.
Historic. Historic. Then this one. The next one.
Historical.
Historical. Historical. Right again.
Historical.
Historical. Next.
Historically.
You are stressing the lee. Lee.
Okay.
Historically.
Historical. Historical. Right? Right?
Historical.
Historical. Historically. So,
Technical. Technical.
stress. Where is the stress?
On T.
Technical. Technical. And then next.
Technically.
You're stressing on lee.
Technically.
Technically. You don't say technically. If you say technically, lee is stressed. So lee has to be low. Technical. Technical. Right again.
Technical.
Technical. Technical.
Technical.
Technically. Technical.
Technical.
Technical. Technically. Ly. So don't stress lee. But just say technically. Like I did my thesis on this actually, pronunciation of BTech students and MBA students. And this is what I found, that most of them tend to stress the last syllable. Okay, so that's why you need to practice more of this. So can you add some more words here? IC words, ICAL, ICALLY.
Identical.
Yes. Where is the stress?
Identical.
Where is the stress? When you add ICAL, where should the stress be? On the 3rd syllable, counted from the end. Which is the 3rd syllable there?
Would be on D. Identical.
Yes, correct. So when then, so how to pronounce that?
Identical.
Identical. Say identical. Okay, it's identical. Then, so identical. Yeah. Any other word?
Physically. Physically.
Sorry. Yeah.
Physical.
Typical. Typically. Typical. Typically. Then.
Chronicle.
Yeah. Correct. Chronicle. Chronicle. Correct. Okay, let's move on. If you have any more examples, you can give me. Otherwise, we'll move on. Okay, next point. A word that ends in ITY takes the main stress on the 3rd syllable counted from the end. If there are only 2 syllables, then the 2nd syllable is counted. Okay. 2nd syllable is stressed actually from the end, counted from the end. For example, city, CITY, it's pronounced city, city, city. P-I-T-Y is pity. Now we pronounce t as t, pity, city. No, that sound is also a little subtle. It is muted, like city, pity. Okay. Capacity. Capacity. Where is the stress and capacity? From my pronunciation, can you make out?
Pa, ma'am.
Yeah, capacity. I said capacity. Publicity. Right? Publicity. What about the next word? You pronounce it?
Veracity.
Yeah, veracity. Then next. Next word. Pronounce it.
Opacity.
Yes, opacity. Opacity.
Opacity.
Opacity. Don't stress it too much also. Opacity.
Opacity.
Yeah. And the next one?
Responsibility.
Responsibility. Responsibility. Okay. Responsibility. How many syllables are there in that word? So many syllables. How many are there? Can you tell me?
6, ma'am.
Count.
5.
What are they? What are they? Count.
R-E-S.
No. You should not give me the letters. You should give me the syllables. Rest.
Yes. Pon.
C. B. Li. T.
T.
6 syllables are there. Responsibility. The stress is on B. Responsibility. The next word?
Sagacity.
Sagacity. Sagacity. Sagacity is actually wisdom. Sagacity. Next.
Audacity.
Yeah, correct. Then?
Felicity.
Good. Felicity. Say felicity. Can you add some more here?
Ma'am, deity.
What is that? Spell it.
Deity, ma'am. D-I-E-T-Y.
D-I-E-T-Y. There's no such word. D-E-I-T-Y.
D-I.
D-E-I-T-Y. Deity. That's deity. That is only one. That's only 2 syllables there. So deity. Yeah. Second syllable, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Any other? Think about it. You can make a list and practice. Let's move on. Sorry?
Compatibility.
Yeah, where is the stress?
Compatibility.
Where is the stress, ma'am?
Pa, ma'am.
No, what's the rule? What's the rule?
The last I-Y.
Which syllable should be stressed?
Third syllable.
Counted from the end. And I mean, incompatibility. How many syllables are there? Come.
6.
T. 6 syllables are there. So which syllable is stressed here? Third syllable is? B. B. Compatibility. Compatibility. Ability. Say ability. A-B-I-L-I-T-Y, pronounce it ability. Okay? Yeah, next. Yeah. The next, a word that ends in E-E, E-E-R, and E-T-T-E takes the stress on the last syllable. Okay? A word that ends in E-E, E-E-R, and E-T-T-E takes the stress on the last syllable. For example, employee, payee, nominee, engineer, pioneer. Okay, how do you pronounce this? I said last syllable is stressed. How do you pronounce this?
Cigarette.
No, it is cigarette. Cigarette. Yeah, it stresses on ret. You have to mark the stress here. Cigarette.
Cigarette.
Sorry. Yeah. Cigarette. And then the next one?
Gazette.
G. You just say G, not ga. G. Gazette. The Z. The Z. How do you pronounce this? The next word?
Cassette.
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 Cassette. It's not cassette, it's cassette. Can you think of any more words here? We don't have that many words with E-T-T-E or E-E.
Palette.
Palette. Then? Any other? Okay, let's move on then. In words with weak prefixes, the root word is stressed. There are prefixes which are not stressed. Okay, so they are called weak prefixes. So when the prefixes are weak, the root word is stressed. For example, all compound words with A. Alone. So the first is a prefix, which is a weak prefix. So it is pronounced just a. The inverted E, sure. Okay, so alone. L-O-N-E is pronounced lone. Alone, apart, below, compose. Compose, the stress is on pose. Then perform. Perform. How do you pronounce this word? P-E-R-F-O-R-M? Perform. Develop. Okay, this word is pronounced. This word is pronounced develop. What's the next word? I cannot see it because of the window here. What's the next word? Can you see it?
Reduce.
Reduce. Reduce. When you say reduce. Okay. Develop. Reduce. Perform. Compose. Here, the prefixes are weak, so the root words are stressed. Now, words with the suffixes ed, es, and ing, when we add them, they do not affect the stress pattern at all. These are added to words, these suffixes. When these are added, the stress pattern does not change. Okay, stress does not get affected. For example, what is this word? Can you pronounce this?
Relate.
Relate. It's pronounced relate. We add ed to that. Pronounce that.
Related.
Related. Ed is pronounced id. After T, when we add ed, it's pronounced id. I told you, remember? Related. Late. Late is pronounced late. So related. The next one.
Sub.
You're stressing sub.
Submit.
Submit. You say submit. Submit. Then ed when you add submitted. 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 TID. You pronounce it ID. Submitted.
Submitted.
Submitted. Don't stress on sub. Submitted. The bar is hardly heard. Okay? Submitted. Then here, next.
Compose.
You're saying compose. No.
Compose.
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 Don't say come and pose. You're separating the word.
Compose.
Compose.
This is on pose. So compose. Say compose. Compose. Composes.
Compose.
Compose. We are adding es there. Composes. The stress remains on po. When we add es, the stress does not change. Right? Compose. Composes. Stress does not change. It remains on po. Then the next one. Focus. How do you pronounce this?
Focus.
Yeah, focus. It's okay. Focus. Stress is on fo. And when we add es, the stress does not change. Focuses. Remains on fo again. Focuses. Then here, pronounce this.
Begin.
Begin. Say begin. Begin. Beginning. Beginning. Begin. Beginning. So stress remains on gin. It does not change. The next word.
Advance.
No, don't say add. The, don't stress the or at. Just add. Advance. That's it. Advance, advancing. So when we add ing, when we add ed, when we add es to these words, the stress does not change. Okay, advance, advancing. The stress is on verb. Advancing, advance, advancing. Does not change. Okay, more such words with the suffixes. The whole list of these. You know, you one example for each suffix is given here. A, G, E, A, N, C, E, N, E, R, E, S, S, F, U, L, H, O, O, D, I, V, E, L, E, S, S, L, Y, M, A, N, T, N, E, S, S, O, R, S, H, I, P, T, E, R, U, R, E, and Z, E, N. These, when we add these suffixes, the stress pattern does not change. Okay, for example, here, how do you pronounce this? Pronounce
Marry.
this word? Marry. Is the stress on marry?
Ma.
So pronounce it again, please.
Marry.
Marry. Yeah. AGE.
Marriage.
Marriage. Say marriage. Okay. The next one.
Perform.
You're separating it. You don't separate it. Perform. You say perform. It has to be natural. Perform. Yeah, you're adding A and C next. A and C is at performance. How is that pronounced? Pronounce this, please. Performance. Right?
Perform. Yeah, perform.
Performance. Performance. Next word.
Bright.
Bright. There's only one syllable there. So bright. You add en to that. Pronounce it.
Brighten.
Brighten. Yes. Brighten. Next.
Common.
Common. Yeah. Common. Commoner. Common. Commoner. Stress is on her. Common. Commoner. Now here.
Actor.
Actor. So actor. Actress. Actor. Actress. Next.
Beauty.
Beauty. Say beauty.
Beauty, beautiful.
Beautiful. Say beautiful. Beauty. Beautiful. Now, ter is not pronounced as ter. Again, I told you it becomes a little subtle. So beautiful. You can say beautiful. That is how we Indians pronounce it. Beautiful. No, it's beautiful. Okay. The next word. Yeah.
Father. Father.
Father. R is not pronounced. Father. 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 Fatherhood. Okay. Father. Fatherhood. The next.
Coward.
Don't say co.
Covered.
Coward.
Covered.
Yes, coward. W is pronounced word. The lips have to come together. Word. Coward.
Covered.
Coward. The next word is. How do you pronounce the next one?
Cowardice.
Cowardice. Cowardice.
Oh.
Coward. Cowardice. Where's the stress? On c. Does not change. Next word.
Hello.
Yellow. This is year. Sound year. So not yellow. It should be yellow. Yeah. Yellow. Yellowish. Yeah. Yellow. Yellowish. And this.
Conclude.
Conclude. The stress is on clue. Okay. Conclude. Then conclusive. Conclusive. The next one.
Color.
Color. The color. Colorless. Colorless. Color. Colorless. Then this one.
Certain.
No tain. There's no tain. It's 10. 10. That's it. Pronounce it again.
Certain.
No.
Certain.
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 Certain. Now the TEN also is like tin. That's a tin. Certain. That's it. Certain. Then this next word.
Certainly.
Certainly. Yes, certainly. Then
Achieve.
achieve. Achieve. Achievement. Where is the stress? Achieve. So when we add MENT also, the stress does not change. It remains on achieve. Okay. Achieve. Achievement. Correct. Next.
Bitter.
Bitter. Bitter.
Bitter.
Not T. It's on B. It's on the stress is on B. So bitter. Bitterness. A bitterness. Okay. Bitter. Bitterness. The next one.
Collect.
Collect. Cur. Stress is on cur. So say collect. And then collector.
Collector.
Collector. Yeah. Here.
Leader.
Leader. Leader. Then this.
Leadership.
Leadership. So leadership. Leader. Leadership. This is only one syllable. Laugh. Laughter. Laugh. Laughter. This one.
Disclose.
Disclose. You say disclose. Stress is on close. Disclose. Disclosure. Disclosure. Closure. The sound is O. Like in cola. Coke. Boat. Coat. Okay. Close. Disclosure. Yeah. No, not claw. It's not claw. Say a-oo. A-oo. Close. Close. Okay. Disclosure. Now, then the last one in this.
City.
City. Yeah. The next word.
Citizen.
Citizen. Is a citizen.
Citizen.
Yeah, you're stressing Zen. Don't stress Zen. C. Stress should remain on C. Citizen.
Citizen.
Yeah. Then, next, in words with the suffixes IAN and IOUS, the syllable preceding the suffix is stressed. Preceding means which comes before, right? So IAN, magician, technician, musician, politician, optician. What's the next word?
Physician.
Physician. There are many more words you can add and practice. Then injurious. Now don't say injurious. Don't pronounce it injurious. Just because IOUS is there, people tend to pronounce it ES. No, injurious. That's it. Laborious, infectious, notorious, victorious, commodious. You can add some more words there later. Now then in compound words with ever and self. There are many words with ever and self. Then the second element is stressed in this. However. Say however. What's the next word?
Wherever.
Wherever.
Wherever. Wherever. Next.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Now the term becomes very the kind of sound. Whatever. Then
Whoever.
whoever. You say it as one word. Once again. Whoever.
Whoever.
Yeah. Whoever. Ever. Ever. Whoever. And the self is stressed. Pronounce the word.
Myself.
Myself. Myself. Myself. Then
Myself.
himself.
Himself.
Herself. Himself. Herself.
Oneself.
Oneself. So self is stressed. Okay. So those are the rules for word stress. Any questions you have there? Let me complete this also, sentence stress. Now, sentence stress, in words, I told you which syllables should be stressed, the guidelines that I taught you right now. If you practice those things, and like I already told you, your speech becomes very polished and very nice to hear. Very impressive. It becomes very impressive. People feel impressed by others who can speak very good English, right? In sentences, what happens is which words we stress. There is a rule for this also, but then we cannot exactly fix because it would depend on the meaning that we want to convey. But still there are some guidelines here also. So words are stressed to convey different meanings and moods of the speaker, right? So here what happens, we stress certain words more prominently than the other words in a sentence. Now, stressing different words in a sentence will change the meaning of the sentence. What meaning you want to convey will change when you change stress from one word to another word in a sentence. Okay, let's see an example here. When I say, I can't see a great deal from here. I can't see a great deal from here. Meaning I can see only a little. I cannot see a great deal, but I can see a little. Okay? Then, because you stressed great deal. In the second sentence, I can't see a great deal from here. What am I stressing here? In this sentence? What did I stress here in this sentence?
Once again, repeat, ma'am.
I can't see a great deal from here. I can't see. I'm stressing that I can't see. Maybe you can. Maybe others can. But I can't see a great deal from here. So I'm stressing that I. The meaning here is I'm not able to see. Right? Then the next one. I can't see a great deal from here. I'm stressing see. I can't see a great deal from here. But maybe I can hear. Okay? The meaning is I can hear. The same sentence, when you shift stress from one word to another word, how the meaning changes. Okay? I can't see a great deal from here. I'm stressing from here. Maybe if I move, if I go somewhere else, I would be able to see. If I change my position, I would be able to see. So I can't see a great deal from here. I'm stressing here, from here. Okay, so this is to show you how meanings can change in a sentence by stressing particular words, what meanings you convey. Now, generally, in a sentence, the following classes of words are stressed. What are these words that are usually stressed? Nouns are stressed, main verbs are stressed, adverbs are stressed, demonstratives. You know what demonstratives are? Do you know? Do you need a lesson in grammar again? Demonstratives are stressed, numerals are stressed, interrogative pronouns are stressed, interjections are stressed, conjunctions when they come initially. What are conjunctions? Have you all forgotten your grammar? So conjunctions initially when they occur, they are stressed. Then negative markers are stressed. What are negative markers? No, not, don't. Those are negative markers. They are stressed. Okay. Then the following words are usually not stressed. What are they? Personal pronouns. Unless you want to stress I did. So unless you want to stress, otherwise personal pronouns are not stressed. Auxiliary verbs are not stressed unless they are negative ones. What are auxiliary verbs? Now, if I go into all those things, that will be difficult. Articles are not stressed. Conjunctions are not stressed. Prepositions are not stressed. These are words that are not stressed, generally not stressed in the sentence. And what are usually stressed? I gave you another list, right? So that's it with word stress and sentence stress. If you have any questions, you can ask me, and I've given suggested reading, whatever your books you can read, I've given here. Okay, and then these are the phonetic symbols. I've given this also, and I will ask Gayatri ma'am to forward this to you guys. You can use it if you want. Only thing is, don't circulate it to others, please. Okay. So these are the consonant symbols which you could not see in the table. Now let me just walk you through these symbols. This is p, b, t, d, p, b. This is ch. I told you, right? T and the long S. This is the long S. This is ch. The sound is ch, as in chain. This is j. It's a pair symbol, but it's considered only one sound. So see, look at this. This is j. The sound is This is j. Jam, jug, jungle. For verb, this is th. Theta, th. This is the, this, that, other, brother, the. Then s, z. This is the long s, sh. The sound is sh, sh, sh. This is j, j, vision, vision. No, not mission. Mission, that is mission. Vision. Then treasure, treasure, pleasure. That is the sound, j sound. Got it? Are you able to see? Identify? This is j as in vision, pleasure, measure, treasure, etc. Then her, ma, na. This is ng sound, ng. Sing, king, K-I-N-G. You pronounce it as king, not king. G is not pronounced over there. Okay, this is a nasal sound, ng. If you remember, ng. So king, sing, ring, all this. Then la, ra. This is ra, la. This is ya. This is not j. This is a sound. The sound is ya, as in yes. This is j.
It's ready with me, madam. Once, madam, shall I send it to you?
Yeah, no, it is just finishing now. It is over. So you can just send it.
Only after she completes stopping her screen share, then I can put it in the chat box, ma'am. I'm waiting for that only.
Okay.
Shall I continue?
No, ma'am. So that is why I'm waiting. Once she stops the screen, I can share the feedback form. You want it to be in the WhatsApp also, right?
Yeah.
Ma'am, I think you should mute yourself.
Yeah. Must have forgotten. Okay, so this is ya. This is not j. This is j. This is ya. This is w. And these are vowel sounds and diphthong sounds. You already know. Okay, fine. Thank you. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask, or we'll finish. I finished 10 minutes early. Anything that you want to ask me, or shall we call it a day? Practice, ma. Practice makes perfect. Now that you have learned the rules of word stress and all that, if you listen to other people speaking English, you can, the native speakers, you'll be able to make out, okay, he stressed that particular syllable. Yes, this I learned in phonetics. You will be able to identify like that. Okay, so you should listen more to native speakers speaking, and you need to practice what you have learned now. It's not enough if you just learn it and answer your questions in the exam. Yeah.
That was very informative, Dr. Rama. In fact, the best way to learn a language is to speak it and speak it correctly. With the correct pronunciations, I believe that is the only way of picking up a language.
Yeah.
And read a lot. Read good books and read a lot to enhance your spellings. I guess it was really very kind of you to take out your time and be with us. I would like to call in Namrata, Miss Namrata, faculty member, to actually extend a thanks to you and to everybody who is present here right now. Over to Namrata.
Thank you, ma'am. So I, Namrata Sharma, PG Faculty of English, would like to thank Dr. Rama for taking out time from her busy schedule to grace the event and enlighten us with the knowledge on articulatory phonetics and speech mechanism. The 2-day national webinar was full of information and valuable inputs. It also gave us deep insights into the topic and also made the understanding of phonetics easy. I'm sure that the subject knowledge which Dr. Rama shared with us and the participants will definitely help them in their studies. I also wished to express my gratitude to the management, principal, and vice principal for giving us the opportunity to organize the 2-day national webinar. And also, I'm grateful to the ICT team and our PG faculty for putting this webinar effectively together for the benefit of us all. I appreciate all the students for their enthusiastic participation and showing keen interest in learning. Thank you all for your wonderful cooperation. Thank you, ma'am.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much, Namrata, and I extend my lot of thank you, full of gratitude towards Ms. Rama. So peacefully and patiently you have explained, and I was wondering that till the time one is not thorough with the information and completely full of it myself, it takes some effort to impart it the way you did. So once again, thank you for being with us. And to all the participants, there is a feedback form which has been given in the chat box as well as on WhatsApp. Kindly fill it up and send it, and then will your certificates be generated. Thank you so much for being with us, Rama.
Thank you also for inviting me as a resource person. I like to teach phonetics. I hope the students have taken something from these 2
They
days.
were interactive. They were very interactive, and that is the litmus test. Thank you.
Thank you. Shall I leave then?
Sure, ma'am. You can leave the platform. Thank you so much. Thank you, participants, for being there, and students and anybody and everybody who have connected with us. The entire lesson is available on YouTube, and the YouTube link is there. Using the same link, you can visit the lessons again. Thank you, Gayatri ma'am, and thank you, Namrata, for helping out on the whole thing.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Take care.
Ma'am, you are not audible, Gayatri ma'am. No, ma'am, no, ma'am. Maybe there's some issue with the earplug, ma'am. You just eject it once. No, ma'am.